People of Reddit, AITA for not reading between the lines. I, 36F, had our first baby 3.5 months ago, and he's adorable. I had a rough pregnancy with gestational diabetes, and honestly, my husband, 39M, wasn't great to me while pregnant. Generally, unsupportive. A lot of behavior that our couple's therapist called horrible and contemptible. I dropped several specific hints about gifts I'd like for Mother's Day and reminded him several times that Mother's Day was coming up. Wake up, nothing, reminded him it's Mother's Day. We got home from our camping trip with his brother and his friend, and as I'm finishing unpacking things, I'm getting undressed to change, but my boobs are leaking a ton of milk everywhere. The baby is still asleep in his car seat, so I go ask my husband if he can just keep eyes on the baby while I go take a quick shower. Not have to do much, just keep his eyes on the baby. He rolls his eyes at me, argues that he's on the phone with his mom and it's really important to him to talk to her on Mother's Day. I angrily say, I need you to watch the baby for just a few minutes on Mother's Day for the person you recently willingly made a mother and just went into shower. I'm now steamed in more ways than one, and he goes to take the dog to the park. On the way home from the park, he picked up a greeting card and books at a bookstore that was still open. I do appreciate the effort, although comically, one of the two books is a children's book about how great dads are in the animal kingdom. In all fairness, I just don't think he read the book. I do like seahorses. Of course, we argued about it for days. The merits of my irritation is that it wasn't fair of me to ask him to watch the baby and interrupt his precious call with his mother. Now to the recent kicker. Last night we talked in circles for what seemed like an hour about how he would have liked to see his mom on Mother's Day. I had talked to her before Mother's Day, and she very specifically said she and her husband have plans. I even tried to look up restaurants that are halfway, but she turned me down. Now, apparently my husband says that when he later reiterated that he wanted to see her, my repeating that she turned me down to hang out was her way of politely letting us have a day together. Someday that was. I was supposed to read between the lines. And now he's mad at me for not showing him empathy in that situation? That he'd liked to have seen his mom? How does that work?